Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining Love and Real. I know we're running a little bit late. Thank you, Janet Turner, for pointing that out. This is the voice of the relocation industry. I'm your host, Ben Cross, and I'm so blessed and honored to be here today with my good friends, Chuck White, President of International Association of Movers. What's up, Chuck?
How are you, sir? Yeah, go Cowboys.
I was doing any bit better. Yeah, there you go. There we go. Oded Carmi, DN Van Lines, Emily Leonard, DN Van Lines. How's it going?
What's going on, man?
So good to see y'all. Look at this. And look, Sandra's giving me a hard time. If you want to give me a hard time, put it in the comments. That's cool. Let me know who you are, where you are, what you're up to. Let me know here. Look at this. Sandra's laughing. They're just having like a little inside joke at my expense. Hit that like button. If you're excited about Dispatchers, hit that applause button. If you're like, what in tarnation is Dispatchers Convention? Put that in there. What in tarnation? What in tarnation is going on here right now? I like to say that Dispatchers Convention is the best kept secret in the moving industry, but that might be changing. Is that overrated or underrated?
It's the best.
Well, you totally. It's the biggest party in the moving industry, is the way that I would say it. I mean, it is. It's a good time for movers to blow off some steam.
Hey, I told my wife for years, I've been going to this thing for about a decade and a half, and I told her for years it was the hardest work that a man has ever done. And then I made the stupid mistake of letting her go. Oh my God. I still haven't yet to hear the end of that. You said that it was just so much work.
And now Becky comes to every conference, is what happens. Dispatchers. Right. She's like, I'm not missing anything you go to from here on out. We got people checking in. I want to know, what do you think about Dispatchers Convention? Have you ever heard of it before? Have you gone? What do you think? Are you going this year? Put it in the comments. I want to know what you think. Sandra Clary says, Dispatchers, bring it. Awesome. That's what's up.
Well, Sandra, you got to tell them where. That's the biggest thing.
Fine. Let's do it. Where in the world is Dispatchers Convention this year? And I'm going to defer to Emily because I think she's got the inside scoop on all this stuff. So give me the deets, Emily.
So we are doing it in Clearwater, Florida this year.
Ooh.
When, Emily?
On the beach. And it is March 31st through April 3rd. So it's a Thursday through Sunday. A lot of our partners are taking advantage of it and come in for the whole week. So it'll be super exciting. It's spring break down there, guys. So it's going to be super fun. And it's on the beach and it's going to be warm. It's going to be fantastic.
White sandy beaches. It is amazing beaches down there. Yeah. But it's hard work. Somebody's got to do it.
So we're gonna get to that and what the schedule entails, Chuck. Where can people register for this and get more information besides this amazing show, Emily?
So you can log on to our dnvanlines.com website, and at the top there is a ribbon that says we're hosting the Dispatchers Convention, and click here, register here, and you can click there, and it gives you the whole itinerary for the conference. So you can kind of see what's going on. It gives you the option to register for the hotel, not the hotel anymore, but register for the conference. And if you want to be a sponsor, it tells you all the sponsorship levels that are still available. So it's very easy process.
Okay, perfect. So people can still register, and I think they can register until when?
To be honest with you, Ben, we're not really closing down registration until right before the conference. But because this is turning out to be one of the biggest really dispatchers in history, our hotel room block sold out the end of last week. So we built our capacity as high as any dispatcher has ever been, and fulfilled that entire capacity. So
bring a tent, sleep on the beach, but still register.
Come
registration isn't bad. Registration's not bad. What's the registration rate for this?
It's $525.
$525 USD.
Except
Bitcoin.
Yeah, Bitcoin. You can use Bitcoin. Yeah, you can use Ethereum, whatever you'd like there. But it's it's a really exciting event to see this much interest in it. And, you know, I'm kind of taking control of your show like I usually do. But
Thank goodness.
But, you know, I'll start with this, that, you know, when I started this, I wanted to gather a group of people that would give us a lot of input and then help with, you know, creating one of the best dispatches of all time. So I created a steering committee, and, you know, that steering committee is filled with people that are very well known to you. You know, Chuck is on that steering committee, even though I'll give him a hard time for not making it.
MIA.
But Chuck was very instrumental in setting us up with the event group that helped us, set up the right hotel, find the right hotel, negotiate the right contract. It's the same person that Chuck uses for IAM. So, like, you know, big conference.
Oh, wow. So you actually got some real quality stuff going on this year.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we made this decision, which people, so we're talking about registration. People, what's like the number one question, man? I'll ask you a question. What's the number one question that people want to know when they're thinking of going to the conference?
This conference in particular, or
any
conference? Any conference is, well, the number one thing, who's going is the number one thing.
Who's going, right? So that's the deal list, right? You got one right for once. Ben, great job. So I thought it was going to be a long, protracted guessing, but no, you got it. No. So Michael Gonzalez on our steering committee was in charge of the conference app. And we asked ourselves, like, how can we get buy-in to the conference app? How can we get people to actually use it? So what we did is we put the attendee list on the conference app. So when you go to the dispatcher's website, there's a link there to the app. You have to download it, and then boom, you have the attendee list of every single person that's going there. We're not closing it. It's not behind closed doors, and it's regularly updated.
And piggybacking off what he's saying is that it has the full attendees list, but then it has everybody's event. So say you're going on the Captain Mimo Booze Cruise, it shows you everybody that registered for that event. So if you want to network and there's a person that you specifically really want to spend some one-on-one time with, you can see where they're going to be. You can see what they've signed up for so that you can piggyback off of that, so you can kind of network with them. So Michael Gonzalez did a phenomenal job for us.
So I can stalk Michael, know what he's registered for, and I could just show up. Okay, yes. Got it. I'm in on that.
No.
I can't
close the door.
All right, let's see here. We got people checking in. This is amazing. Let's see who's checking in on us here. We got Ray Abbott from Vancouver, British Columbia. Ray, have you ever been to Dispatchers? Do we have any Canadians?
I'm sure we do. I can't think of one on the top of my head, but out of like the 250 plus people we have registered, I think we're going to end up around 280, 290. We're probably going to have at least one Canadian.
Okay. I can tell you right now that I would love to see Ray, because we don't have anybody from
Canada.
Yeah, Canada.
Ray, come on down. Okay, we've got a super intelligent comment from the chair of the U.S. DAB committee.
Woo!
Who's also on the steering committee. Chris is in charge of signage. He's a signage boy.
You never let Chris touch the wheel. He should not be on the steering committee. No, I'm just kidding. Chris is great people. Mark Nelson, who actually, I want to say I probably hung out with him. Matter of fact, Emily, the first time I met you was at Dispatchers Convention, and I was with Mark Nelson. And
that's how I met you.
And Mark was dressed up like Ghostbusters in a Ghostbusters costume.
Yep.
And I met you, and it was in Virginia Beach.
At
It was the worst weather known to mankind.
I was there.
It was a freezing rain. We were just cooped up in the hotel.
Yes.
We shut the bar down several times. I had an after party at my hotel, which somebody from Republic broke some glasses, and I woke up and I forgot they broke glasses on my floor, and it was a whole nother.
Wow, you just throw people under the bus left and right.
Yeah, sorry, Radine. And I. Chuck, funny story. I was next door to Jim Gaw at that conference, and Jim used to always bust my chops all the time. And you know how they had those little door hangers? Jim doesn't know this. Actually, this is the first time I ever told this story on air. Jim doesn't know this. Don't tag him and let him know this. Love you, Jim. But me and Jim didn't always get along back in the day. So Jim was on my next door to me, and you know how they had the door hangers that says like, "What do you want for breakfast?" Just hang it right here. I came back to my room and I actually checked one of everything on the menu, and I hung it on his door.
Ben.
That happened. Sorry,
still paying that off.
You know what,
These are
Jim?
great ideas.
Matter of fact, though, Jim, you probably had the best breakfast, so you should be thanking me for that.
Well,
Um,
but I want to piggyback off that because like it is a big party, right?
You're gonna
And so-
piggyback off that, Oded?
Yeah, piggyback off that. Because it's those type of stories, right? And I always say this about dispatchers. It's, for me, from a business development perspective, the most productive conference I've ever gone to. Because when you're, at a bar with somebody at 2 a.m., or if you have this like story where you bought them like, $1,000 breakfast, or they bought it with, because you did it to them, you get these relationships, right? That are real, authentic relationship. You're friends. You're not just business associates. And that's how business gets done. You want to do business with your friends. So that's really what I've taken out of dispatchers over the years.
Okay. I appreciate and respect that. I also remember the most important question for dispatchers is who's going? Look with Stephen Meyer, household goods driver. He said drivers are coming.
Yeah, man.
Uh-oh.
I never knew. I didn't see. We've never had drivers.
They
in
are
dispatchers
always
convention
invited. They are always invited, and it is always excited. I have been really pounding the pavement trying to talk some of my old long haul drivers into coming because I feel like it's very important that they meet the people that attend this conference. It's not. It's the people that they deal with on a daily basis. It's how they get their tonnage. It's how they make their money. It's getting the relationships with the people when they need to drop storage off. You're meeting those people. And I just think it's really important if they come and they get to say so and they get to hear that we fight for them.
These are a lot of the guys that attend this are behind those job boards that are out there in the middle of the summer that have, 100, 200 shipments on them saying, please haul my tonnage. These guys that go to this conference are the faces behind those job boards. And that would be great for drivers to be able to meet those guys and really form those personal relationships with them and not just be some website somewhere.
Yeah.
And we say this show is the voice of relocation, but Fred Metzler is probably the mouth of moving. And he says Steve Meyer's buying breakfast. So if he says it, it's got to be true. And plus he's checking in from Toadsuck, Arkansas. So he's hard at work. He's crashing the party. He's laughing.
But Ben, just so you know about Steve, so I've communicated a lot about Steve about this, and he's really pushing the charge. I told him, listen, I want drivers there, and he took with it and he's running it. I mean, he's providing like shuttle services from a trucker stop in the area. So if guys are, it's on their trip, and they can be in the trucker, stay in their cab, and Steve will give them a ride. And
so
it's
they can park
awesome.
at a truck stop, and Steve will drive them to the hotel.
Yeah, drive them to the convention. Yeah, absolutely.
Wow, man, y'all are getting sophisticated. I didn't have DDs when I first went, but this is amazing.
Uber
Mark
for
saying,
drivers, man.
Yeah, Mark saying, what's up with the hat, man? This is my party hat. Whenever this is on, it's a party. Yes, Jan, I did get a new hat in Fort Worth. Shout out to Fort Worth. Jamie Masters checking in here. Janet's saying what's up to her amazing colleague, Emily. Danny Herskowitz checking in from New Jersey. Chris Lance, the calm before the storm, best networking event ever.
Couldn't agree more.
I want to ask you, why do you love dispatchers? Because everybody that's watching right now, let us know your favorite part, because there's so many people checking in here, because we know Love and Relo. We talk to people all over the world. We talk to people on all different verticals of relocation. So for people who don't know out there, please, if you're a mover and you've been to dispatchers before, tell me why you love it. Queen Eileen Sherman. So Eileen, okay, I'm sorry. Oded, I know you're supposed to take over the show, but I'm gonna take it back real quick.
It's okay.
Eileen, I remember when I worked for Pods back in 2010 or something like that. It was the first time I was ever told about dispatchers. Years before I even went. And Doug Prescott told me there's a little party they throw on the beach. If you want to get into the military moving business, you go to this party and you ask for the queen. And Eileen was the queen. Okay, Queen
Amen.
Eileen. And he says, you call her that. I said, Doug, I ain't calling nobody queen. I don't know. I don't know what's behind this. He's like, no, you just call her queen. Everybody knows there's queen. Call her queen. And she organizes it. And she says she's gone many times since 1986.
Well, but Ben, that's selling it short. So Eileen's organized probably more than a dozen dispatchers, and Eileen also on the steering committee for this dispatchers, and she's the repository of information. When I have a question about how it's been done before, how would you recommend us doing it? Eileen's there. I mean, she's every meeting, very helpful, very knowledgeable. It wouldn't be happening without her.
How many dispatchers conventions have there been? What year
46.
is it?
This is the 46th annual.
46th.
So guess
How
45.
does-
This will be 46.
Does anybody know how it started?
I mean, I think we need to get
I just go. That's all I
Just
know.
go.
I
A
just
bunch
go.
of people wanting to hang out with each other one day, and they're like, "Hey, let's just kind of get together and figure it out."
Eileen might know.
Eileen, put in the comments.
I give you the general framework, Ben. It's basically like, think about it. In military moving, right? You have an OA, you have a hauler, you have a DA on every single shipment, right? And so, this is before internet, this is before virtual conferences. So all these people, all these dispatchers at different companies were talking to each other on the phone every single day, right? Without ever getting a chance to meet in person. And so that's, from my understanding, how dispatchers started, as an opportunity for all these people that were talking with each other, working together all year to finally get together and know each other in person.
And unlike all the other conferences where you have a lot of owners and you have a lot of salespeople, these were the ops people, right, who were doing the work. Right? I hate to say the owners and the salespeople don't always do the work, but you know what I mean.
Don't say do the work when Steve and Fred are listening. Don't say that the office people do the work, man.
No, I'm saying they don't. I'm saying the ops people do the work. No, the drivers really do the work. Yeah, don't get Fred on me. Fred will hop in his cab and he'll be here in like 5 hours. Eileen saying it started in San Antonio. Eileen, I'd love to know more about that. But yeah, such a novel concept of actually getting the people, the operations people out of the office and together. I love it. Lake's checking in from the Unigroup Learning Conference, headed to another meeting, but can't wait for dispatchers.
Hey Ben, I think that if you can pinpoint Eileen, we can schedule her and she can do your live broadcast from the convention and go over all of that.
Yes.
Well, we.
All right, Emily. So tell them what you're talking about, Emily. What are you saying there?
So Ben is going to come down and he's going to live broadcast on Thursday, the 31st at 4 p.m. and Friday. And so anybody that wants to stop by and give a shout out and answer some really fun, interesting questions from the man in the cowboy hat, I challenge each one of you to come down.
Yes.
I don't know. Ben, you better make it a one-day thing. You ought to do this on a Friday, because you know that the night between Thursday and Friday, you're not even gonna be up in time for Friday's session.
You're not lying, and I tried to get out of it. I was like, Emily, they don't really want to hear me 2 days in a row. She's like, nah, let's keep it.
Oh no, you're doing it.
I tried to get out of it.
Itinerary. You're in.
I tried to get out of it.
Do you remember when I live broadcasted from dispatchers last time?
Yeah, that's why I had to show up in person, because I was like, we need boots on the ground. We can't just let Oded run it from a lobby in Austin. Eileen's going to be live in the booth in Clearwater, telling us the story of dispatch. Gather round, children. Tell us.
Well, I can tell you the story of Eileen saved my life at my first dispatchers. I mean, literally. So I was okay. I was supposed to speak in the past, and Oded, I think, has changed at this time, because there is one basically business meeting where someone comes in and speaks about what's going on in the DoD. And I was the guinea pig that year. So I was
new guy. Let's get the new guy to talk.
Let's get the new guy. I really was pretty much the new guy at IAM. And my flight got canceled and I couldn't make the morning meeting. So they rescheduled it and did it like between happy hour and dinner. And so I got up in front of a group talking about this new program called Families First in front, and all of the guys were, 5 or 6 drinks in at least, and they started thinking I was from the government, and they were throwing stuff. They were like, "You're putting us out of business. Who the hell are you?" And finally, Eileen had to come up and go, "Calm down, guys. He's on our side. He's one of us." Oh my God, they were ready to string me up, man. We were in Destin, Florida. I thought I was gonna end up in, I don't know, strung up somewhere.
They thought you were one of those SDDC guys in the bad suits. They were like,
So I still to this day love Eileen because she saved my life.
Oh, that is so great. That is great. And Jake, let's keep telling stories. Jake wants to know. He said, can't make it this year. We finished up a family vacation in South Carolina right when dispatcher starts. But true story, Oded was trying to convince me the other day to make my wife and 4 kids fly home to Los Angeles alone so I could fly down to Clearwater and attend dispatchers. He was dead serious. Is that not the most Oded thing you've ever heard?
I mean, it's true. Man. I was I was in LA, and me and Ben, this is like 2 weeks ago. We met up for lunch, and I put like the hard. Yeah, me and Jake. Yeah. And I put the hard sell on him, like really hard sell. Like, you can do it. Let's go. And I almost had him. Like, it was this close. And now apparently.
Wait a minute. Go ahead, Oded. Go ahead and tell why you were in Southern California.
I was at the Super Bowl. And actually, me and Jake have some cool pictures at the Super Bowl hotel. Yeah. So I was there for the Super Bowl, and Jake lives in LA. So he actually hit me up. He remembered that I told him that. And it was great. We had a nice lunch, a couple drinks, and it was a good time.
Chuck, did you make it to the Super Bowl this year?
I did not make it this year, though I've been before, and I was in Miami, I guess.
Chuck, did I run into you there?
I'm sorry?
Didn't I run into you at the Super Bowl, or was it somebody else? Oh, we did.
We did. No, we ran into each other at the Super Bowl, the pregame. That's right. That's
Hit
awesome.
the like button if you want Oded to take you to the Super Bowl next year. The person with the most likes actually will get taken to the Super Bowl. Maybe there will be a drawing.
And Emily will win.
Lean says, "Yeah, those drunk North Carolina boys were throwing stuff at Chuck."
See, Eileen remembers.
You know what the problem is, Chuck? Though you just gave Fred some ideas now, and
it's not my fault.
They're bringing 1.5s. They're bringing
They're bringing China boxes full of books, is what they're doing. Hey, can you focus in on Adam Lowy's comment? I know he's there somewhere, and I definitely want to plug Adam Lowy here, because Adam reached out to us a couple of months ago, and he had never been to dispatchers. He was super interested. He's like, "How can Move for Hunger and I get involved?" And we kind of brainstormed and came up with this great event, Cocktails for a Cause. And so, because it came in midstream, a lot of people had already registered, right? And once you register, you set it, you forget it. You don't really, you're not going back to see if anything else is new. But this event needs it requires a sign up, and it's going obviously to a great cause. Ben, one that's near and dear to your heart. You've done more for Move for Hunger than most. And so if you're going to dispatchers, go back to our website, follow the link that's in the actual schedule itself, and sign up for the Move for Hunger event. It's fun. It's basically we're drinking. He's like raffling off some cornhole sets, koozies, everything. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah. Do you have to buy your ticket or donate and through the registration process, or can you do it on site?
So
can I bring some cash?
You can do it online now. It's already, there's a little blurb for it where you can click on it, or you can do it on site.
Yeah, okay. I mean, you just stuff, dollars into Adam's pockets, and you're good.
That's what I normally do.
And it's Friday the 1st between 2 and 4.
Yeah,
Friday the 1st between 2 and 4. So it's right before Love and Relo.
Yes. Right before Love and Relo.
Oh my, they're gonna be right.
We'll be Cocktails for a Cause in right before we come on, Eileen. Just know that.
Yeah, and for any companies that are looking, there's still sponsorship opportunities for that specific event for Cocktail for a Cause. So again, when you go on our website, it's not through the normal registration process. It's actually in the itinerary itself. There are links there to register, to sponsor. So I'd invite everybody to check it out.
I think Chris Lance said he was going to sponsor it. I think.
Absolutely. DMS. They've got deep pockets, man. Really
super deep pockets. Super
huge.
Deep.
He's huge.
We got London in the house. This is great. We got Jana checking in from Rio on Carnival.
Oh, I'm so jealous. That might be the only party bigger than Dispatchers. Maybe it's
Dispatchers is like the Carnival of moving.
There you go. I like that thing.
Liz loving the hat. Appreciate you. Very good. All right, let's see who else. We got comments. Put the comments in here if we got questions. Jamie's excited about spring break on the beach. This could get interesting.
Oh, will be. And Ben, we should talk about Chuck's on it, International Association of Movers. So Dispatchers is an independent convention, right? Like
Yep.
it's not run by any association. You said it very aptly. There's one meeting, right? Which I moved very smartly from like Friday morning at 8 a.m. Right. That's going to work out well for a big party to the afternoon on Thursday, right? Before the things get really kicked off. And so, every year during that meeting, they choose the next company that's going to host it. So last year we were voted along with my friend Justin Miller, Day Transfer, and we'll be handing off the baton to another company likely this year. And but the associations really coalesce around us and they really help us. So for example, Dan Bradley every year gives us the military update, right? During that main meeting, lets everybody know what's going on in the military world. And considering GHC protest decisions coming out like tomorrow,
yeah, we need to talk about that.
Yeah, hot topic.
It's coming out tomorrow. There's going to be a lot to digest, right? Dan's going to have a lot to talk about. And then USDAB, Chris Lance, the current, president or chair of USDAB, they're having an event too, an open bar networking event. Basically, like once you register and show up to the hotel, like you put your wallet in your pocket and you're just drinking and eating for like 3 days. So, and for 2 hours, you'll be drinking on IAM's tab, on USDAB's tab. So that's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome. I want to talk about the GHC real quick, though. We got to give Sandra some coaching. She says, I'm a little afraid it will be my first in-person dispatchers, but its reputation precedes it. We're going to have a lot of new folks. Like you said, this is the largest representation.
We hope to be the largest. We're not quite there yet. We're really close.
It's going to be the largest.
Okay.
Because
you're there.
Because I'm there. I'm going to tip it right over. Yeah. And so my question is, what tips, if you could each of you seasoned professionals could give a tip to someone it's their first time, what piece of advice would you give? And Oded, we'll start with you.
My advice to you is don't just hang out with one group the entire time, because there's a propensity to do that, right? You strike it up with one person, you're great, you have a fun night, you want to keep hanging up the next day and the next day. This is a great networking opportunity. So really jump between groups, right? People you know, people you don't know. Do not just spend, your entire time with the TMM folks or the tier 1 folks or the IM folks. Spread the wealth. That's
true. Because as soon as you lock onto somebody, you think they got some tonnage, you just like hang on to their pocket the whole time. And you're just like, man, that ain't gonna work. No, you're right. You gotta bounce around. I like it, Oded. Emily?
I'm going completely in the opposite direction of what he said. I remember my first time coming. Yeah. My first time, I'm like hanging out with Ken Drury and like Carlisle guys and Gene Songer and all of them. And I'm like 40 years younger than these guys. I'm going to try to keep up. Do not, I repeat, if you are new and you are not a heavy drinker, do not try to keep up, because you will spend the rest of your weekend doing absolutely nothing but staying in a dark hotel room. Make sure that you go there really with the purpose of networking and talking. And I think this is my favorite conference, because it's the real side of people. It's not the suits. It's not everybody like all fancy and like having to be super political. Like, it's more casual, and people tend to be more of themselves, and you get to know them a little bit more, and you're able to really bridge the gap and build that relationship. Just don't overdo it.
By the way, I love it when saying being politically correct becomes not politically correct anymore. I saw you catch yourself. I love that. Good.
That's good. That's a good tip. I like this little something for everybody.
Don't be like, because I was like, they're shutting down the bar, and I'm like, guys, I gotta go to my room. I'm done. They're like,
yep. You can sit there with Carlisle people and just drinking Bud Lights until 4 a.m. You got to be careful, okay?
Yes. So you just have to really just make sure that you do not try to be like, yeah, I'll have another shot. Yeah, I'll have another shot. Like, don't.
Yeah, if you're going shot for Bud Light with Jimmy Elliott, forget about it. Chuck White, you got a tip for us, first timers?
I'm right with Emily. It's start slow, finish strong. I mean, you everybody wants to get there and hug everybody and share a beer with everybody or a cocktail with everybody, and it's flowing. There's hospitality suites, it's this and that, and then that next morning comes and you're not the same for 2 or 3 days. I mean, you know, your insides are all coming outside, and it's just not working. So
okay, I want to hear from the audience. Chuck just gave me your insides are coming outsides, and I just need to move on from that for a second. That just lovely prose. Can we put in the comments your tips and tricks out there for surviving dispatch? We're not even going to say having a successful surviving dispatchers convention. Can you put it in the comments? I want to know what you think. For me, actually, and I did this on my first one, and this kind of goes back to something I said before. And Chuck, I think actually it kind of goes along with what you're saying too about finishing strong and the hospitality suites. For me, I think that the most underrated idea at dispatchers is having a hospitality suite or having an after party scenario. Because I remember, you know, that the bars always inevitably close at 2:00, which in a hotel environment could be, you know, 11:45. It could be 1:30. You don't really know. The lights come on. Everybody looks at each other like, A, didn't know you look like that. B, where are we going next? And so you need to have an answer for that, you know. And I remember in Virginia Beach, I remember when the lights came on, I looked at Matt Cannell. I said, where are we going, buddy? He's like, where are we going? I said, room 432. And he was like, room 432, you know. And then it was like, rock on.
Wow.
And I had it all set up for $100. I entertained the whole
Ben,
conference.
so you mentioned Matt Connell. You mentioned hospitality suite. Who do you think sponsoring and running the hospitality suite of dispatchers this year?
Are they on this call?
No, it's TMM, man.
Is it TMM? Oh,
Yeah,
TMM party don't stop. I like it.
So yeah, so we have. Go ahead.
Go ahead. I got one more. When they tell you to hydrate, that does not mean another beer. Hydrate, baby. Hydrate. Water,
Yes.
please.
I'm going to let you know that I'm putting together some pretty cool swag bags that may or may not have a hangover kit in it for everybody.
You know, has anybody sponsored the IV bus? Could be an opportunity.
Love and Relo should.
The Love and Relo IV bus. Yeah, no, it could work. It
Yeah, the
could work.
bag's coming in hot.
Let's see what tips we have here in the comments here. Mike's saying, I'll be all right. I don't drink. Okay.
Yeah.
LOL.
Sure,
right,
sure.
Mike, Mr. Tequila Filter himself. Okay, let's see here. We got people here. Let's see. Eileen says, first, don't be scared. They can smell it on you. Okay. Number one, don't be scared. All right. Number two, sit at a table where you do not know anyone. You will form a lifelong friendship.
Amen.
Yep. I remember having breakfast with Eileen actually at one of these things, and she told me not to drink so much. Thank you, Eileen. I appreciate it. Bring sunblock, Eileen says. Look at Eileen just giving the tips out. Bring sunblock.
The veteran. There she is.
Because you know that sun on that beach is gonna be strong. Let's see here. Jake, please make sure you live stream after all after our hotel room shenanigans.
Yeah, what happens there stays there. But Ben, we're talking about like drinking in this one meeting, but we do actually have a lot of fun events. You want me to run quickly through those?
Yeah, let's run through the events here. Let's run through the events.
So Caleb McCarthy.
And by the way, is Captain? Okay, no, I'm not.
We're going to talk about Captain Fishbones or whatever you wanted to say right there. It's Captain Mimos, by the way.
Captain Mimo. That's what I was gonna say.
So okay, so you know, on Thursday, that's kind of when things kick off. We have like that opening meeting at around 5:30 p.m. We have a cocktail reception. Then we break into a beach volleyball tournament. How cool is that? Yeah,
Guys.
yeah, with attendees from the conference playing in the beach volleyball tournament. So that's Brittany Brooks, the concert. She's the one on our steering committee that's organizing the entire thing. Concert sponsoring it. Pretty cool, right?
I love it. Beach volleyball, and there's teams. Is it like a tournament style?
Yep.
Yeah, 4 by 6. So we're gonna have 4 groups of 6 groups of 4.
Yes.
Did I read something that said that you could? Did I read something that said costumes were acceptable for this?
Yeah, it's gonna be like glow in the beach volleyball. So we're gonna you're gonna do this glow in the dark paint that you're gonna put on your body and stuff. It's gonna be really cool.
It's all black light, all of the nets, the balls, everything is all black light colors. It literally will be a completely blacked out cool event.
So it's night volleyball with black light responsive paint and costumes.
And the ball like glows in the dark. It's at 7:30 on the beach. Get the ambulance ready.
What about cheerleaders? I'm ready. I'll be a cheerleader because exercise is involved with that, right? And
you are a D1 college football player. You know some cheerleaders. Bring them on. Let's go.
I was.
Jim Walsh wants to be clear here. Is this a dry convention?
Yes.
Only the way your throat feels when you wake up in the morning. That's okay. About it.
All right. Got it.
Okay, so we got the volleyball out of the way. So that's on Thursday. We have the hospitality suite open at night. Actually, one thing that's a little bit different is we're actually trying to get the vendors a little bit exposure. So we do have a small vendor expo Friday morning between 8 and 11. You know what, Emily, you talk a little bit about what the vendors are doing and who led the charge on that, because I know you work really closely on that.
So Alex with Remedy Payments has taken over and is life-changing. This man is fantastic. He has put together a prospectus. We are going to have 15 tabletops of vendors who are not necessarily in our industry, but work closely with our industry. Like Road Sense will be there, Victory Packaging, a lot of those type of people to kind of get exposure. They're going to be bringing marketing material and have it set up almost like a vendors expo, but not as fancy town because we don't have the space for that. And it'll be super cool. It'll give them a chance to be exposed to everybody in the network. And maybe our network will explore using them. I mean, everybody that's coming is pretty fantastic.
So really they can kind of give away whatever they want. So they can give away like non-traditional items too, I'm sure, as well. You mentioned Road Sense Logistics will be there. CEO Tim Quirk. So we know.
Why do you keep flashing that same?
You know what it is? I have a tick, and my finger just when Ben Heller says, "I wish I could be there, guys. Hope you have a great conference." Don't talk about it. Be about it, Heller. What up, man? It's only 5:25. So bring that Don Julio. Go ahead.
Continue down the list. So that same Friday morning, we got the golf tournament, right? A great golf course called Cove K. And that's all brainchild of Caleb McCartney from Cornerstone. He's running that entire golf tournament. I think Michael Wilson from NFC is helping out as well.
Caleb McCartney from Cornerstone and Michael Wilson from National Forwarding.
So in this case, so usually like Caleb's like Michael's little assistant, he helps out. But so Caleb flipped it on him. So now Caleb's assistant here. Caleb's in charge of the golf tournament. And Michael's assistant.
Like it. Role reversal.
A little bit. So okay. Wow.
Then we have that afternoon, we have Adam Loewy's and Move Runger's Cocktail for a Cause.
And that's Friday. We're on Friday right now.
We're on Friday. Guess what the next event I'm going to talk about then? Guess what it is?
Gosh, I have committed the schedule to memory. So it's going to be Love and Relo at 4 p.m. Eastern time on Friday.
That is correct. But what about
with special guest Eileen Queen Sherman from National?
I love that.
Correct. Yeah.
And then
she was introduced to me too. So I that's how I see her.
Right. And
like
then
the godmother.
And then I believe it's Finding Captain Mimo.
Yes.
It's the Mimo's Pirate Cruise.
So that's a booze cruise. Again, open bar for like non-hard alcohol.
Okay. I have a question. I have a real life question about this. Logistics question.
I gotcha. What you got?
Walkable.
Do you have to? Is it BYOB on this booze cruise?
No.
Okay, so no, sort of,
Open
maybe.
bar.
Hold on, no. So it's open bar for beer and wine. Hard liquor is a cash bar. So we will cover all of your beer and wine, but if you choose to drink a mixed drink, that is on your dollar.
Which is also probably a bad idea at
on the water. Yes.
4:30 on Friday, sunny on the water.
But I will be providing eye patches and bandanas and glow in the dark that are sparkly. So to compensate for not drinking your Jack and Coke, you can just be glowing.
I think we should do a drawing with everybody on the boat, and one person has to wear 2 eye patches.
And
Could be
walk the
fun.
plank.
It's like a walking pinata situation.
Yeah, but it's going to be
Yes.
fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, I have a problem. 2 things.
What?
1, can I go?
It's sold out, but talk to me later.
2, is it boarding while I'm on to be live on air?
Yes. Yes, you're 4 to 5.
100% yes.
And it is
3, if so, if we can resolve the first, can I just broadcast from Captain Nemo's pirate ship?
Yeah, I'm sure.
I mean, I
Wi-Fi
could
is great.
ask. You'll be out in the middle of the water. And I don't know that your equipment will work. I don't know how far they go off, but I can definitely find out for you.
He's got satellite connections. I'm sure he can handle that.
Yeah. You know what kind of budget you're dealing with here? We
I don't know. That hat makes me
we got
question
that
it.
global link. We got that Elon Musk satellite stuff going
Stop
on
it.
here.
They're using it in Ukraine. Why not? Why not then?
I'm gonna bump Zelensky for half an hour and go live. And then poor guy. Jamie Massler, avoid hangover, eat before drinking, hair of the dog, a small amount will ward off symptoms. Hair of the dog. Okay, hair of the dog. Real quick. Overrated, underrated. Hair of the dog. Overrated, underrated.
Overrated. Not good.
Emily?
I don't even know what that is.
Hair of the dog means if you drank a bunch, like say you drank a bunch of tequila last night and you wake up with a hangover, just like a little tequila drink or something like that might shake it off for you.
Well, it might make you get sick, and
I'm just like, I don't feel good. I just gotta go back to bed.
Overrated. So we all think Jamie's lying to
Overrated,
us.
Jamie.
You know your limit. Avoid mixing alcohols or liquors. I don't know, Jamie. Mike Quigley, Don Julio, 1942 on tap.
Ooh,
Not at Captain Nemo's.
on tap. On tap.
All right, so let's work on the logistics of the Captain Mimos. That might break it up a little bit for Friday.
We'll work it out. So we move to Saturday morning, where this is Justin Miller's baby. We have a deep sea fishing tournament. We're such athletes here. We have a volleyball tournament. We got a golfing tournament. We got a deep sea fishing tournament.
It's like the Olympics. It's like the Olympics, but more people are watching.
It's a drinking Olympics, basically, right?
Yeah.
I was going to say, when did fishing become athletic?
It's like curling.
When did golf become athletic?
Yeah.
Sure.
So deep sea fishing is Saturday morning.
Yep.
Saturday morning.
8 to noon. It's all walking distance from the hotel. There will be food and coffee. And if anyone wants to start drinking at 8 o'clock on a boat fishing, I mean, there will be alcohol.
Obviously, that's.
But yeah. So, and then there's going to be some really, really, really big prizes. In 2 separate categories. I'm not going to spill Justin's glory here. He'll be able to toot his horn here, but there's going to be some really, really nice, handsome prizes for some categories that he's putting together.
Yep. So then we move on to something near and dear to Chuck Art, the IMUS Dab Happy Hour. That's happening between 1 and 3 on Saturday.
If anybody's been to IAM's annual meeting, you'll know we know how to do an open bar. That's all I'm saying. That's
True.
all.
And now moving on to not dueling, best friend associations. At 3 to 5, we have ATA Moving and Storage Conference. They're bringing a freaking trailer, okay, down to the parking lot. It's their Interstate 1 trailer. It's like a driving simulation, and it's got like a boardroom, and it's driving simulation through all types of weather, and they're doing like an outdoor, guess what, open bar event. So that's happening between 3 and 5. And
so this is like sandals. Like this is all inclusive. You just pay the $5.25 and just don't even worry about it.
It's basically what it is. And then we have at 4 o'clock a closing luau dinner. And we're gonna have some like entertainment, not as good as like I am. Okay, we don't have the budget, Chuck, but we have some luau dancers. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, so just if anybody that is planning on attending, I was going to get a blast sent out here soon, but I would like everybody, if they can, bring their Hawaiian garb, wear some Hawaiian shirts, get all into it. We're going to have fire dancers. I mean, we're going to have the real deal going on. It's going to be pretty fun.
And will there be any alcohol there?
Yes, Chuck. It's funny that you asked.
And by the way, guys, just so you know, I overruled Emily because Emily's really doing a lot of the work on the DM Van Line side.
No way.
She had us the basic bar package. And I'm like, no,
Oh,
we're going premium. We're going premium. Okay, people.
it's not the basic. It was just the mid shelf, not like
Top shelf.
Yeah, we're not.
It wasn't the Mad Dog. It was like Jim Beam.
Yeah, exactly. So we got some good stuff going. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
And that's at the Luau on Saturday night, the upgraded Cadillac Luau. Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be super fun. I mean, it's gonna be real deal. They're giving out lays upon arrival, real live dancers, singers. I mean, it's gonna be super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool.
And this is Saturday night?
Yeah, this is Saturday night. So if everything goes really awesome, people can thank me. And if it goes really terrible, just call Emily, please.
Yeah, this sounds like a heck of a party. Y'all might be in the wrong business. This sounds like a really great party.
And there's a surprise that is coming that Oded doesn't even know about.
Ooh.
All right.
Is it an open bar?
An open bar.
Sunday morning open bar. So does this go until? So let's check the dates on this. So is it correct March 31st or April 2nd, or would you advise people to come in on March 30th, Wednesday night?
Come either on Wednesday or Thursday morning, Wednesday night or Thursday morning, and leave on Sunday morning or Sunday afternoon. That's kind of the pattern that most people are following.
Yeah. Fred says, listen, I'm loaded here. I got shipments. I got like one day. I'm not like you suits here. Okay. What is the best day? If you could only choose one day to go because you're busy moving furniture, what day would it be?
I would say either Thursday or Saturday, because Thursday you get the everybody's like rearing to go. You have the open cocktail party. You have the meeting, right, where Dan Bradley and but Katie McMichael will be speaking to from ATMSC. You have the volleyball tournament or the last day with the closing dinner. Not that you really can't lose, Fred, but that would be my advice.
You can't lose as long as you don't come Friday. It's Thursday or Saturday.
No
losers.
Friday's great.
There are no losers except if we were truck race. Is there going to be truck races?
Yeah, Fred and Steve are going to line
Miser?
up. Yeah, they're going to line up their two trucks. We're going to have drag racing tractor trailers going down
downtown Clearwater.
Yeah.
There's a drug dog at Emily's house down there. I don't know what's going on.
He's getting ready to start sniffing out alcohol.
Somebody swatted Emily just now. I think it'd be great. We're bringing these drivers. It's funny because we're bringing these drivers who are actually in great shape because they actually work for a living. I think we should do like a strongest man thing, like some tire flipping on the beach, some contests of strength, feats of strength, perhaps.
What do you? What is this? Seinfeld or something?
Is it too late? It's Festivus. Feats of strength.
I don't remember what conference it was. You don't remember, Ben? Remember there was they brought like a world's strongest man to pulled a truck by his teeth. Did you remember that?
There was a truck pull inside of the AMSA convention.
Yeah, I was going to say
the truck got a little too much speed going and almost mowed somebody down.
I think that was a Move for Hunger event, if I remember correctly.
I think it was.
Move for Hunger the nonprofit almost went out of business that day.
Insurance rates. Yeah.
Janet Turner wants to remind us it's top shelf all the way, especially the wine. There will be all you can drink cupcake wines. Janet wants to let everybody know Janet's favorite wine is cupcake. And there will be plenty of cupcake to go around. Fred's a professional truck racer trying to make time with those digital logs. We're scaring the drivers. It's funny because the drivers go on Facebook and they just talk so much smack about the suits, right? The suits and the CRPs and the GMSs and the CMCs and the Fred is INFAMOUS or something. He's infamous. So Fred's saying though he's scared because our suits sound like too much party animals.
He should be, man. He should be.
Fred, how do you think we come up with the discounts? Okay, we drink too much and then we just throw darts and then that's how we figure out what to pay y'all.
He's gonna punch you. You better watch out.
I know. I love Fred. This is gonna be the first time I get to meet Fred in person. after all the calls and all the
I
stuff
don't know if
we've
Fred's
done.
registered. I know Steve is. I know a couple of drivers. Is Fred registered, Emily? I don't think so.
No, not yet.
Oh, snap.
What's up, Fred? Let's go.
Oh,
We're
Fred.
pulling people's
Oh, yeah.
cards. Is there a 1-day rate for people that are loaded and have a full wagon?
I told Steve this. I said, listen, if there's any drivers that have a true hardship, we will waive the registration costs. If Fred's like, Fred's got money falling out of his pockets, he's paying.
All they got to do is submit their driver contract and you'll give them a scholarship. Is that what's happening?
Exactly.
Yes.
Basically.
Okay, very good. Speaking of scholarships, we had another question or comment here as well from Janet. Janet's always thinking about others. Janet says, Chuck, why I need to do some fundraising for the Alan Wolster Scholarship Fund. My group to hit are the DABs, and we are making it a competition. I'll be looking for some help at the DAB networking event.
Oh, it's all yours. You can take over, Janet. No question about it. By the way, I got to do a little plug. So this is the 60th year for IAM in existence, 2022. Thank you very much.
Wow.
And we are doing a fundraising for our scholarship fund, 60 for 60. And just asking all of our members to throw $60 into the scholarship fund as we try to raise money for that. Janet is been involved with a bunch of fundraising activities. I'm very, very excited about Janet getting involved. So thanks, Janet, for the shout out.
Is it 60 for, is the goal 60K?
The goal is to have everybody in the association throw $60 the way of the AFW Scholarship Fund. We've got well in excess of 2,200 member companies. And if you think of every single person that's involved in those companies, if everybody can dig into their pockets and get out $60, the goal is $60,000, but we're hoping to maybe even make a tad bit more.
Wow.
For the record, 2,200 times 60 is $132,000.
There you go. But we've got the contacts that we have in our database are about 10,000. So what we can
go.
so hey, I'm just saying 60 for 60.
Wow. That would be incredible.
Well, first off, wait a second. I have to say, and Oded and Emily, you need to welcome your partner, Ben Cross and Glomo, to the IAM membership. As of March 1st, Glomo is a member of IAM. So thank you so much, Ben Cross.
I was unaware that check even cleared, Chuck.
We held it for a while just to make sure.
Boy, wow! Congratulations,
thank you so much. We're so excited. We stepped up this year. Jana and I, we talked about it, and we were like, we really need to show our commitment to the industry. And the association's done so much for us. And then Chuck, you talking about the 60th anniversary of IAM. My first IAM was in DC for the 50th at National Harbor. And I was just enamored with the whole, IAM experience and the quality of the show and the conferences and the networking and the lifelong friends that I made. That's I think where I met Thomas Bailey. That's where I met a bunch of people that night, and so the industry's done so much.
Tommy Bailey now. It's Tommy Bailey.
Tommy Bailey.
That's where you go.
Tommy F. Baby. Please say the baby. Yeah. So totally. And so thank you, Chuck, for everything you do for us as an industry. And Glomo's super proud to be a paying member of IAM.
Woo! Yeah. So, thank you for stepping up. Thank you.
I encourage everybody else to join the association as well. Fred, you too. You should join the association. You got some ventures going on, Fred. Make it official.
Let me tell you, Fred, Stephen, Stephen Myers, a few of the other guys. We have been talking. I owe them another call this week to have probably our third discussion on, is there a way for IAM? We're representing those in the international arena. We're representing those in the domestic arena. We formed our DAB group. Really, the person instrumental in getting that started was Oded, and really did a great job with that. So thank you for that. And the missing element is the drivers. We want to represent the entire industry, top to bottom, side to side. Every single aspect of it. So we're going to talk with that group about finding ways to hopefully network and bring the driver community into our fold. So more to follow.
You know what the drivers need? They need somebody to audit their statements. That's what they need. So that would be something that they would probably sign up for.
What are you trying to say there? I'm digging into that one.
He says he's willing to pay for it. I mean, it's just it's all love, but he does think there's something to the drunk discounting. He's not sure yet. Stephen Meyer is washing produce over here. Fred is very happy and looking forward to partnering with IAM. So looks like we're selling memberships over here. We're raising money for scholarships.
I'm at work all the time, buddy.
This is great. Let me ask you, just kind of in closing here, as we start to wrap, and everybody out there has been amazing. By the way, the comments have been hilarious. They've been wonderful, insightful. Hit that like button a bunch of times out there. Send a little love out there to our guests, Chuck, Emily, and Oded. If you want to leave us maybe with a final thought, each of our guests here today, would you like to just leave us with maybe just one final thought? And we'll start with you, Chuck, and go around the horn.
Well, I think the dispatchers is that gym that not everybody knows about. It's kind of been a secret amongst a group of folks because they get so much out of it. And I think now the word is starting to get out. What a fabulous opportunity it is, because the networking, it's in a small enough but large enough community that you can make significant numbers of contacts, that when you are in need, when you need that hauling help, when you need that OADA help in the middle of June, at the end of June, you're going to have that relationship with that person. You can pick up the phone, and because you shared a great time at Dispatchers, they're going to come through for you. So I think it's just invaluable in the way that you can build relationships at this meeting.
I agree 100%. Emily?
I know that life has been hard with all this COVID stuff the last couple of years, and we haven't seen our friends. And I just say, come with a heart, a full heart, just ready to just dump back in and see your people and reconnect and let them introduce you to new people. And really just, I'm a big believer that we all wear different shirts, but we all are under the same umbrella. And so just really, really just hook up with your friends and make new friends, and, everybody just kind of talk through it and keep it moving. Yeah. I just miss all my people. I haven't seen them in a while, and it's just,
there was a lot of messages thrown together in there, wearing different shirts,
I'm
under an umbrella and hooking up with your friends. But Oded, let's bring it home here. Oded.
I'm going to bring it home. All right. So basically, this comment is in the spirit of how dispatchers started, right? Like different people in the same industry, constantly communicating, working together. And the way this dispatch was formed and why I think it's going to be so successful is because we brought a lot of different people from the industry, 10 to 12 different people who really did the majority of the work to plan this conference. Emily was instrumental, Michael Gonzalez on the app, Chris Lance on the signage. We got Brittany Brooks doing the volleyball tournament. I mean, it goes.
Sounds like you're naming the band, Chris Lance on assignment, Christy on the keyboard, on the drums.
Caleb McCartney. I mean, you keep on going, man. It's people that a lot of us will know, and I'm excited for it to happen, but I'm also excited for it to. I know it sounds really weird to be over, to see how great of a thing we put together. I'm just really excited about it, and if you're on the edge here, you're not really sure, just do it. You won't regret it.
I agree with that. You won't regret it. And final word from Eileen: get life insurance before you arrive, okay? Because you probably won't be covered after. All right, it's probably at that point a pre-existing condition. But don't tell them where you're going. And then, in the immortal words of Ernest Pena Jr., I will see you there.
Another driver, by the way.
Another driver.
Hey, Ernest.
Yeah.
Ernest. All right.
Super amazing. This has been wonderful. I'm super pumped. I'm going to be there March 30. Actually, I'm coming in the night of March 30th, Wednesday night, just to make sure I'm raring to go. And can't wait to see all of you. Yeah, it's going to be super cool. And maybe, just maybe, if I play my cards right, you might see me broadcasting live from Captain Nemo's.
That's a scary thought.
I might be the double eye patch guy. I don't even know. It could. Who knows? I could draw the short end of the stick. Hey, everybody! I can't wait to see y'all there. Have a great weekend. We're taking a long weekend here on Love and Reload. We will see you next week. Take care, everybody, and let's pray for Ukraine. And we'll see y'all next week. Take care.